This is Brent of the Brookbush Institute bringing you yet another quadruped progression. This progression is based off an exercise that I know has become very popular, the bear crawl. Only we're going to create a torturous mix of a quadruped and a bear crawl. Maybe we can call it a quadruped crawl or a dynamic quadruped, whatever you want to call it. The person we're going to torture is Melissa. I can't wait to show you guys this progression. It is so hard. Being that this is not our first take, she's already sweating. So, first things first, we're going to get her into quadruped position, which I'm not really sure why they call it a quadruped. It's really a 6-point stance. I want feet as dorsiflexed as she possibly can get them, with toes extended, kind of pushing into the balls of her feet. She's drawn in, and of course her scapula are protracted and depressed so that she's nice and stable through her shoulder girdle. Now, what I like to do with my clients and patients is give them a softball to put on their back. Give me a little bit of an arch there. There we go. That's more of a normal lumbar curve. And all that's doing is they have to keep very stable from pelvis almost all the way up to their cervical spine, but at least the end of their thoracic spine, to keep this ball from rolling off. So that gives them a good, fun challenge as we go through all these progressions. Now, first things first to start this progression is just getting off the knees. All right, so now we're getting into this really, really static bear crawl. Nice stabilization throughout the spine, throughout the shoulder girdle. She's really using her glutes to press into the floor to keep stable. If she can do that well, go ahead and relax. I'm going to give her a rest. Good. You ready for the next one? From here, if she can do that really well, I'm going to have her get into that position. And now we're going to start working on moving limbs. But we're going to start with just one at a time. Can she slowly move one hand forward and back without losing the ball? That was kind of a slide. Melissa needs some work. Or she's just getting tired because this isn't our first take, but whatever. Good. And one leg at a time. That was good. All right, so she started with each arm and then she went to each leg. If she gets that down and she can do it well, maybe a couple times through before she has to take a rest, we'll have her try segmented crawling. So that's going to be arm, leg, arm, leg, arm, leg, arm, leg. Remember, it's those cross body patterns. Good. Now, the thing you have to cue people most often is smaller steps. They generally take steps that are a little too big. Why don't you start back here? They start with steps that are a little too big, and of course that creates a lot of torque force that they have to stabilize for and maybe aren't ready for. So just keep cueing small steps, draw in. As they get stronger, they can start taking bigger steps. The hardest thing about this exercise, guys, sometimes is just trying to get the ball up there and get into position. All right, good. Try to smooth it out. Small steps. Good. If she can do that well, I'll have her start going backwards. Go ahead and start over. Even yourself out. Take a little breather. Guys, obviously I would not have somebody do 6 sets back to back. Run them through every progression. Make sure that you guys are moderate in your volume. Good. Oh, let's try that again. This might be the progression that she has to work on, right? So this is the first progression where we've actually seen Melissa lose the ball. For some reason, going backwards is so tough. And you guys will see here the ball rolls back and forth a little bit. That's okay. I'm more worried about this thing, more transverse plane stabilization, even some frontal plane stabilization. That's what the ball's good at detecting. Because we have some momentum starting and stopping, the ball's going to roll back and forth. That's okay. You ready for the last progression? Big deep breath. All right, so in the last progression, now we start actually doing something that looks a little bit more like that bear crawl, but is way harder thanks to this softball. Can they do that bear crawl with a stable lumbar and thoracic spine? Nope. Okay, give it another try. You didn't even get stable first. All right, so make sure they get up, they get stable, the ball's not moving before they start taking steps together. right? So it's arm and leg together, right? There we go. And it's always these cross-body patterns, guys. Oh, and she's going backwards. I didn't even have to tell her. Usually you'll get somebody to be able to go forward far before they can go backwards. One more set. You can do better than that. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Melissa. So guys, this is a great progression. I've definitely worked these into my own program. I actually got hit on the basketball court a few weeks ago in the side and caused a little low back pain, and I started working myself back through my quadruped progressions and started working on this particular progression, and honestly my core has never felt stronger. I look forward to hearing your stories, your outcomes, the results that you're getting from this, just the fun you're having trying to get somebody to do a quadruped in motion with a ball balanced on your back. Of course, have fun with it. I look forward to hearing from you guys.